In a seismic shift rattling Asia's economic landscape, India is months away from overtaking Japan as the world's third-largest economy. This isn't just another milestone. It's a fundamental restructuring of global economic power that has caught the attention of financial experts worldwide. Let's put this in perspective. Japan, the technological powerhouse that gave us Toyota, Sony, and Nintendo, has held its position as the third-largest economy since the 1970s. Now, India's economy, surging past $4 trillion, is about to change this decades-old status quo. The numbers tell a compelling story. While Japan's economy hovers around $4.2–4.3 trillion, showing signs of stagnation, India is charging forward with a robust growth rate of 6.7%. This isn't just growth. It's an economic transformation outpacing global predictions. Under Prime Minister Modi's leadership, India has undergone reforms, embraced digital transformation, and created an attractive environment for investors. India's massive consumer market of 1.4 billion people provides an unmatched advantage in today's economy. Japan faces an aging population, low growth rates, and inflation concerns. While Japan maintains leadership in automotive and electronics, its economic momentum has slowed. India's rise represents the fastest ascent of a mega-market since the Soviet Union's dissolution. The country has already become the world's third-largest automobile market, producing over 5 million vehicles annually. For Japan, this changing of the guard poses both challenges and opportunities. While losing the third-place position might sting, Japan's per capita income and technological prowess remain far ahead of India's. The real question is how these two Asian giants will reshape the global economic order. This development is being watched closely by Beijing, as it could significantly alter the balance of power in Asia. As India's influence grows, new alliances and rivalries may emerge, reshaping global trade patterns and diplomatic relationships. In a landmark shift, India is set to overtake Japan as the world's third-largest economy by early 2025, ending Tokyo's long-held position. While Japan maintains advantages in per capita income and technology, the implications extend beyond numbers. This development strengthens India's diplomatic leverage, particularly for a permanent UN Security Council seat. India's voice in forums like the G20 carries increasing weight, especially after surpassing China as the world's most populous nation in 2023. Beijing watches these developments with concern. While China's $17–18 trillion economy dwarfs India's, the latter's demographics and growth rate paint a promising future. The United States, recognizing India's importance, is strengthening ties through initiatives like the Quad Alliance, viewing India as a counterweight to Chinese influence. This repositioning makes Beijing uneasy. Several factors drive this shift: India's currency stability, Japan's economic struggles, and India's growth trajectory. Modi's government has attracted foreign investment through reforms and access to affordable labor. Major corporations, including Apple, are moving supply chains from China to India. Japan faces significant challenges, with growth stagnating at 1%. Its aging population contrasts sharply with India's young demographic profile. For Japan, this represents both economic and psychological adjustment. After losing its position as Asia's largest economy to China in 2010, this further decline signals a shifting global order. While Japan maintains high living standards and technological prowess, its strategic weight is diminishing as India's influence grows. The question remains how Tokyo will address these challenges as it adapts to its evolving global role. In a significant shift in global economic power, India is poised to overtake Japan as the world's third-largest economy by early 2025, marking a historic transformation in Asian economic dynamics. This development represents more than just a change in rankings. It symbolizes the changing face of global economic influence. Japan faces significant challenges in maintaining its economic momentum, grappling with an aging population and the need for labor reform. Without immigration or workplace reforms, experts suggest Japan's economic stagnation might persist. India's trajectory tells a different story. With its young population and expanding labor force, the South Asian giant has crossed the $4 trillion GDP threshold. The nation's potential spans multiple sectors, including e-commerce, fintech, health technologies, automotive manufacturing, and green energy. The growing Indian middle class represents a massive consumer market. Despite competition, India-Japan relations are strengthening. Japan provides India with technological expertise and loans for infrastructure projects, including high-speed trains and subway systems. China views India's rise with concern. Having lost its position as the world's most populous nation to India in 2023, Beijing faces a strengthening economic rival. While China's nominal GDP of 17–18 trillion dwarfs India's $4 trillion, India's consistent 6–7% growth rate presents a long-term challenge. The implications extend beyond Asia. India's economic ascension strengthens its position in the Indo-Pacific framework and the Quad alliance. This development has sparked a diplomatic race, with the EU, US, and Japan seeking enhanced trade partnerships with India. For Japan, while this change might affect national pride, their technological edge remains strong. The question now isn't just about economic size, but about how these Asian powers will shape future global trade and geopolitical relationships. In a historic shift reshaping global economic dynamics, India is poised to overtake Japan as the world's third-largest economy, marking the end of an era and the beginning of a new Asian power structure. According to projections, this transition could occur by 2025 or 2026, sending ripples through international markets. India's nominal GDP has reached $3.5 trillion as of 2024, with expectations to hit $4 to $4.2 trillion by early 2026. Meanwhile, Japan, at $4.2 to $4.3 trillion, faces challenges from both the weakening yen and demographic decline. This changing of the guard represents a significant psychological milestone in global economics. For China, this development raises concerns. Beijing, which has long positioned itself as Asia's dominant power, now faces a formidable challenger in India. The rivalry extends beyond economics, encompassing border disputes, Himalayan tensions, and competing infrastructure initiatives. India's rise, supported by its young population and growing manufacturing base, challenges China's regional supremacy. The implications extend beyond Asia. The United States sees India as a crucial partner in balancing China's influence, while global corporations view India as an attractive alternative for supply chains. According to IDBI, India could become a $10 trillion economy by 2032, adding approximately $1 trillion every 1.5 years to its GDP. This transition is significant for Japan. While Japanese-Indian relations remain cordial, the loss of the third-largest economy status represents more than a numerical shift. It symbolizes Japan's struggle with demographic challenges and economic stagnation. For India, this milestone represents more than economic achievement. It's a testament to successful reforms, manufacturing growth, and effective policies. As India approaches this crossover point, its growing influence in global affairs becomes increasingly evident, reshaping the Asian century. In a groundbreaking shift reshaping global economic power, India's meteoric rise is setting new benchmarks in international trade and diplomacy. Today, we're analyzing how this Asian giant's emergence is transforming the world economic order. Breaking news: India has officially crossed the $4 trillion GDP milestone, positioning itself to overtake Japan as the world's third-largest economy by early 2025. This isn't just about numbers, it's about a fundamental power shift in Asia. While China maintains its position as the manufacturing powerhouse, global companies are increasingly adopting the China Plus One strategy. India stands as the most attractive alternative, offering a young workforce and robust growth potential. As India gains momentum, we're witnessing a transformation in Asian dynamics. Japan faces stagnation despite maintaining significant economic strength, while China grapples with challenges, including escalating tensions with the United States. The Modi administration is capitalizing on this moment, positioning India as an emerging superpower. With growth rates consistently between 6 through 7%, India's trajectory suggests this isn't a temporary surge. It's a fundamental restructuring of global economic power. The United States is strategically aligning with India and Japan, creating a powerful economic bloc. This geopolitical chess game could accelerate India's ascension further. If Japan falls to fifth place globally, behind Germany, we might see a new Asian order dominated by the China-India rivalry, rather than the traditional three-giant structure. Global trade patterns are shifting, diplomatic relationships are evolving, and power distributions are being redefined. India's revolution has just begun, and its influence in Asia is set to become an increasingly dominant factor in the years ahead. For updates on these developments and more analysis of global economic trends, subscribe to our channel. We're witnessing history as Asia's economic landscape undergoes this transformation. Thank you for tuning in.